So the age-old question, do I need to prime my oil filter or fill my oil filter before I put it on my vehicle? No. No, you do not. Now, the only time that you have to worry about priming anything is your engine when you replace the oil pump or you've rebuilt the engine. Then you're going to prime the engine. But there's other processes for doing that. But on an oil change, no, you do not. Well, what about the diesels, the HUE systems? Hey, if you didn't crack the fuel line on your fuel lines and alter and let air into your fuel system, no. 2 full revolutions of the engine's primed. There's still enough lubrication in the high pressure oil pump for the HUE system to keep it lubricated while the fresh oil gets up in there. And even if you take the screen out and vacuum it out, you're supposed to refill that container anyways. You still do not need to prime the oil filter. You can prime, if you're playing with the ICP or the like a high pressure oil pump or the CP4s or anything like that. When you replace them, just make sure that there's lubrication in them. Like the reservoir, the oil reservoir for the high pressure oil pump on the HUE system. Suck that oil out, put some fresh oil in it. That's all you got to do. You do not need to add oil to your oil filter. That is a misconception. And if you have rebuilt your engine and you want to make sure that the system gets primed properly, most vehicles after 2002 have what's called full flood mode. Even the 7.3 diesels and the 6.0 diesels have this feature. And it's a great feature. It's called full flood mode. You put your foot on the brake, push it all the way down to the floor, gas pedal or throttle pedal, straight down to the floor. Hold them down to the floor as tight as you can, crank the vehicle. It will not start. It's now in flood mode. It will crank to prime the system without firing. But it's a misconception. You do not need to prime your oil filters. You do not need to fill your oil filters. Usually on average it takes 1 to 2 revolutions for the oil pump to prime the system on its own. As long as you have the right amount of oil in your pan, when you crank it, you're going to be fine. And diesels, same thing. You don't need to prime them. They will prime themselves. Like I said, the only time that you're going to need to prime the system is if you've changed the oil pump or on the HUE systems, the high pressure oil pump has been altered or taken out or emptied. And that's the thing, is a lot of you people with your HUE systems aren't emptying out the upper reservoir. When you pull the plug, not all the oil comes out. Why is my oil still black? It's brand new. Because you didn't do the job right. You didn't open up the high pressure oil pump reservoir, clean it out, and pour new oil in. And same with the 6 liters. And there's a screen in there too that you're supposed to replace every about 20,000 kilometers. You're supposed to change it. Now the 6.0 is a pain in the ass to get that screen because it's down underneath the intake and all that stuff, and you got to take a whole shitload of stuff off. But it's still not that bad. It's only like an hour and a half job to get it out. But when you do an oil change, get all that old oil out of the upper reservoirs, fill that up, and you're fine. But no, you do not need to fill your oil filter. That is a myth, a misconception. You can if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. If you like doing it, it makes you feel comfortable, do it, man. Because it's not going to hurt nothing. It's not going to change anything. But you don't have to. You literally do not. And trust me, I know. I've been doing this for 42 years. 42 years. So, there you go. That's your answer.